Fire Emblem Engage is the most excited I've been for a game for a while now. Which is funny because during the announcement trailer, I didn't like it at all. I didn't like that it seemed like another cash grab similar to Faith. I didn't like the protagonist designs, they looked really silly. I didn't like how unserious the game seemed as a whole. But all my opinions of the game have since flipped. And due to that, I think it'd be fun to document all my thoughts on the game into a video a day before it releases so we can see exactly how much it changes once I actually play the game. For one, I honestly love the fan service in this game, and by fan service I mean Sigurd. Genealogy of the Holy War is my second favorite game of all time, and once I saw Sigurd I was screaming. It is really cool that they decided to pay some of the older characters a bit more attention than they would have otherwise received. It's especially shocking considering how little representation non-modern Fire Emblem games received in titles such as Warriors or even when Fae first released. Now, with the tone of the game, it's very lighthearted. It didn't appeal to me first, and to be honest, it still really isn't my cup of tea. I've started to mind it a whole lot less though, especially as more information came out. And honestly, I've started to come to like it. With games and media as a whole, I feel like they need to have a focus and center everything around that focus. Fire Emblem Engage's story, it does not seem to be the focus at all, which I'm completely fine with. They want you to know that this will be a more lighthearted journey with the character designs and overall vibrancy of the game, and hell, even the anime-ass opening. Honestly, I don't mind a more laid-back story, especially after Three Houses. It seems like it's just a story you're meant to have fun with, and not really hyper-analyzed, which I'm completely happy with. That brings me to my last main thought. I believe the focus of the game is heavily centered around the combat. And in my opinion, this is the best combat Fire Emblem has seen since Genealogy of the Holy War. They made a lot of changes to the typical gameplay, all of which seem to enhance it greatly. The first big thing is the new weapon triangle. From my knowledge, instead of the typical advantages each weapon has against each other, they now inflict break, which makes the opposing unit unable to act for the rest of the turn. What this means is you can't just send your Jagen or mega buffed unit that you dumped all your stat buffs into straight in the middle of the enemy units, and now you actually have to carefully plan out your approach. This makes the gameplay centered around the player phase, which I find to be a lot more enjoyable. It means you have more control of what will happen, and you have to think more carefully about your placements. I honestly would not mind if this break mechanic continued in future Fire Emblem games. Next is the emblems. Even ignoring the fan service, I love the emblems. The fact that they gave you so many of them, and each one has their own gimmick that drastically changes the gameplay. That's so cool. It adds a lot more customizability and tactics to the game, especially even thinking about which emblem to give to what unit. For example, Leaf's emblem focuses on abusing the weapon triangle, and it will automatically switch a weapon to a weapon that's super effective against the opponent you're fighting. This means you'll want to put it on characters who can wield many types of weapons. Or Ike being a tank emblem means you have to put it on a character who's more beefy and can stay in the front lines consistently. It adds so much more thought to the gameplay, which I love. Those two are like the main gameplay aspects that I love. However, there's still like a lot more that are just really neat to have. There are weapons that can inflict smash, which moves the enemy back a tile. There's a Wolf Knight class, brawling specs. There's just a lot. Hell, the game's even stacked on the casual side. You have a dragon flying minigame, you can make your own Fire Emblem map and send it to people. You can even pet a dog. Lastly, the game seems to like actually be challenging on hard mode, which was absent in Three Houses. It was reported that the AI seems to be a lot smarter than in previous games. or at least that's what I heard from the reviews of the game so far. I don't know if it's true or not, but regardless, it does seem pretty cool. Overall, the game seems really fun. It has a lighthearted tone which allows you to just have fun with the story and focus on seeing your old favorite characters and strategizing with the gameplay. Though, my opinions on this game could easily change once I actually play it. Maybe I'll hate it when I play it. Maybe I'll continue to love it. You can see exactly how I feel about this game as I play it, because I'll be streaming my first impressions with everything on twitch.tv/atepasta. I'll be streaming around 2 to 3 p.m. and will likely be playing the game for a while. Also be playing the game super consistently with the days to come. Anyways, thank you for watching, stay hydrated, and I'll see you tomorrow.